It's back to school time, which means big spending. While you're out shopping, it's a great time to teach kids some money lessons.
This just helps them actually show, okay, the balance keeps going down. So I'm running out of money, I need to make some trade-offs.
Our expert has ways to save and how to set your kids up for financial success. Will it work? We put it to the test.
But it was a little expensive.
Hi everyone, thanks for joining me on Mom Squad. It is that bittersweet time of the year when we start to prepare the kids to go back to school. That means supply shopping, buying new clothes, making sure you're signed up for all the right apps to get all of the notifications. It can be really overwhelming, to say the least. In fact, Fit Dad CEO on TikTok has the best take on how simple things used to be compared to being a parent now. Take a look.
Did you ride your bike up to the school to see what teachers you got this year? Okay, well, when you do, make sure you grab the school supply list. Hey, I just got their back to school emails. Wow, that's a lot. Okay, welcome back, yada yada. Your school supply lists include everything you already bought, but in a different color. That's helpful. The supply list can be found in your ZableZoot account. Oh, and all students and parents got new logins and passwords for their ZableZoot accounts. Yay. Which can be found in your Zorkel app. Did we ever figure out which one that was? No, which also just got brand new passwords and logins. Cool. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. Drop-off times for this year are 8:30. Students arriving at 8:32 will be marked late. No exceptions. Great news. There's some good news here. Spirit days are back and will be every other week, but feel like every day. The first day of school will be wear your favorite salad dressing socks. What in the hellman is this? If you forget, don't worry, your child will remind and berate you for forgetting when they get home. Welcome back. Okay. All right, we got to take your school supplies back. You already opened them? Oh, great.
I think it's the salad dressing sock day for me. I think we all need to band together as parents and petition for simpler spirit wear days. In the meantime, have you gotten all of your school supplies yet? Hopefully you've held off, because my guest today had some great advice on how to turn back to school shopping into a major life lesson for your kids, no matter what age. Teresa Morales-Barger is a community manager for JP Morgan Chase. She holds workshops for kids and families about financial literacy, and she says now is the perfect time of year to teach them the fundamentals. Let's talk budgeting. You say we should walk into back to school shopping with a budget. How do you start to figure out that budget?
So starting with what amount do you have coming in? For parents, like, we have an income. We have, of course, our paychecks coming in. But for kids, you're giving them, say, something to start with. So cash is always good for them because they can see it, they can feel it. So if you say, okay, you have $20 to spend on whatever notebooks. Of course, they like to pick out the folders, that kind of stuff, their markers. So we're going to go to the store together and we're going to check mark off each one within that budget and see where do we run out? And then maybe what adjustments can we make? So those are things that I always say to look for.
Yeah, so you think they should walk in with cash, and then what do we give them? A calculator to start to calculate it out?
Calculator is the easiest thing, and we have our phones. Our cell phones have calculators on them so they can actually see, especially if they've never done it before. This just helps them actually show, okay, the balance keeps going down. So I'm running out of money, I need to make some trade-offs. So we talk about trade-offs as well. So maybe I don't want, and a lot of kids I speak with, they talk about the shoes that they want. They want Jordans, they want more expensive shoes, we know. So maybe finding ones that may be similar, or maybe just one model, I don't know, the older version, just to make that trade-off, especially if that means they can get the jacket they want or the book bag they want.
Yeah. A lot of kids already have the list of, you know, you have to walk in with 3 erasers and this box of number 2 pencils. Yes. Is that where we show them the needs versus wants? How do we explain that to them?
So this is something that I just spoke about in a lot of my student workshops this year. So talking about needs versus wants, so you want to make sure they know that what are our actual needs? our home, like things like let's talk about it just together. Our home, we need lights, we need food, we need water, like those kind of things we need. Clothes, of course, they want the best clothes. So looking for different kinds of price comparisons, bargains, just the sales, tax-free weekend, those kind of things. When those are happening, that's a good time to go. So when they see needs versus wants, they're making that list. That list is very important because then they can see, of course, okay, well, maybe I don't absolutely need that, or I don't want that because I need this for school, or I need this for football or basketball. So a lot of the extracurricular activities that take part with the beginning of school, they want, of course, the best. I mean, even the water bottle, the kids are concerned with nowadays.
Yes.
So making sure that they have that kind of stuff, well, maybe that's something that they need to talk about. Okay, is it actually something I need?
I love that you brought up the water bottle.
Yeah.
We talked beforehand, we have kids the same age. My 6-year-old, she just turned 6, and for her birthday, she wanted a Stanley water bottle. That was number 1 on her list because she sees her big sisters.
Yes.
So when you're working with little kids, and I know you're in the same boat I am, it seems like the older ones would catch on a little bit more than the little ones. So how do you reach that smaller, the smaller kids, the younger kids?
Perfect question. So, because I have all age ranges when they come to our workshop. So showing them, teaching them the value of money. That's a good place to start. So a lot of kids during lunch, they like to trade off with their lunches. So is this worth it? So if I have a package of cookies for that chips, is it an even trade?
Yeah.
If they had, say, one, I say Kit Kat versus my bag of chips, is that really worth it? Sometimes, some kids it might be, some kids it may not be, but everyone's going to be different. Another thing that we give is, would you rather have $10 on the weekend, or would you rather have a video game subscription for $10 a month? Which one would you want? All kids, it's teaching them those values of what's valuable to them, because everyone's going to be different.
Yeah. I love it. And how do you think, I want to go back to sales, because I think that is a big thing.
Yes, absolutely.
Sometimes we go for the convenience of, I'm just going to go into this store and I'm just going to buy everything here because I don't have time to run around. But the time versus money, how do you recommend going about finding those sales, and does that really make a big impact? Because that's the other question we have. I don't know, do I really save that much by, $1 here or there, but how does it add up?
Every dollar adds up, so it really does. So knowing which stores carry those basics, say Dollar Tree, Dollar General, those are great places to go. I go for a lot of the basics that they need on their list. I just go there. If they need anything specific, then of course I may look on Amazon, or I might, that price comparison, just looking around to see, okay, how much do these different stores, and make sure you're notating them right next to that, say that item on their supplies list. Okay, Walmart has it for this amount, Target. So just putting that in there so you could see, and if it's a significant savings, I mean, even if it's 50 cents, 75 cents, if you have multiple kids, that can add up.
Yeah.
But another thing, with some of the organizations I work with, because I partner with a lot of nonprofits, different community partners, they have backpack drives. And even for Chase, we had one, and we gave away free supplies.
Oh, great.
So to start people off on the right foot, this is one expense they don't have to pay for.
Yeah.
So if the kid is not that picky, or the student, about their backpack, then look for the backpack drives that are still out there up until the school year begins, of course, because that's a good way to save some money right there. And if it comes with supplies, even better.
Yeah. There's not only back to school, but then there's sports too.
Yes.
We're getting into the big back to extracurricular activities. They all come with fees. How do you talk to kids about that expense?
So if they really want to play, because some kids want to play multiple sports, so it adds up fairly quickly. So sometimes you've got to look at the schedule. So, and for multiple kids in one family, can we really do that? Okay, so is it actually, do we have the capacity to be able to attend all the practices, all the games, and just really nail it down to, is this what I want to do? I want to spend my time. I can also do my schoolwork, but what's the commitment like? If they're committed, great. I mean, some kids that, yes, it's a non-negotiable. They want to play football, they want to play basketball, they want to cheerlead. Yeah. But those are time commitments too. So finding out the cost, of course, seeing what programs the schools have, if there's any way to cut cost in that respect for that family. see if that's available, because it doesn't hurt to ask that as well. I always say that to families when I speak with them.
So what about earning money and allowance? Coming up after a quick break, Teresa talks about the best ways to teach your kids entrepreneurship and what to do with that money. Welcome back. As we've been talking about with Teresa Morales-Barger, there are so many times we as adults say, I wish they taught us this in school, especially when it comes to financial literacy, like earning money, savings, and credit. Teresa is a community manager for JP Morgan Chase and mother of 3 girls who has a lot of great advice on what we should be teaching them at home. So I have girls, you have girls. I know there was Mom, I don't have this certain style shorts, and everybody's wearing these certain style shorts.
Yes.
Even in sports, there's the extras and there's an emotional tie to it. It's the social hierarchy plays into it. Do you have to almost play psychologist too with kids and money? How do you do that?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
So it is very hard because you want them to feel good about themselves.
Yeah.
So if it's something that they really want, so my daughter, she is 12 years old, but she will, and I tell her, if you want to buy multiple of that outfit or that skirt or that sweatshirt, because they get into these hoodies and those skirts like you're saying, I'll buy you one, but if you want multiple different colors, then let's figure out ways to earn some money. So talking through with them different activities that they can do, from setting up a lemonade stand to a candy shop. She has done that, where we've gone to Dollar General, she buys candy, she puts it out, and she will sit there for 5 hours and make some money.
Yeah.
So that's the money that she saves, and once she has enough, she's like, okay, now can we go to the store? And if she's made that effort, then I'll come in and say, okay, I'm gonna give you a little bit extra. I'll give you that extra $10 so that you can get it.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, so she's very good at saving. I think just instilling it at a young age, that good financial habits will create that foundation for them to keep thinking that way. So if they want a nice car when they turn 16, let's put some money down on it. So let's start saving now. So think about that. When you're handing over that dollar for that purchase, is it something you really want, or do you want to put that towards what you're saving for in the future, so that goal?
I always see memes and things online about, gosh, why didn't they teach us more money lessons in school?
Absolutely.
Whether it was grade school or high school. So it kind of feels like it's on us at home to be teaching these things. Where do you think throughout the school year, at home, like you just mentioned with the lemonade stand or the candy shop, where can we be teaching these lessons for kids inside our home?
So having the conversation with them, so including them in that conversation, I think really it starts there, so that they know, okay, this is the things that we have to pay for. We have not only our, of course, bills, some extra expenses, experiences that they want to do throughout the year, vacations they want to take. This is what we're saving up for. So when I tell you no for something, let's just keep this in mind, that this is why. So if they understand that, and a lot of them will catch on, because a lot of the kids, I'm telling you, I've had ages from kindergarten to college, and they start to think, okay, so I'm getting the full picture of what all the expenses are that are coming out. So it's understanding that cash flow aspect. And we have cash flow for personal, business, of course, but breaking it down to kids is telling them what we're starting with, what we're ending with, and if we have anything extra left over, what are we going to do with that money? Yeah. Okay.
And they have a piggy bank.
Yes.
You know, they have the cash at home. Is there anything we should be doing with that cash? Do you recommend having them put part into savings and split it up into savings and spend? How do we approach that?
So for us, I always say take 10% and use it for yourself. Okay, but for kids, they may not have that much coming in. So if they really want to do something, of course, they're setting that goal, but there's so many different kinds of accounts they can get to as kids and students. So I know Chase has student accounts. There are student accounts out there in Cleveland that a lot of banks offer. I say to look into that, because with technology now, it's so easy to show them, okay, this is what you have right now, but it's not that easily accessible. So having it at home, they know it's in their piggy bank or their drawer, and I keep a piggy bank for all of them, but they also have an account. So when they hear the ice cream truck coming around, they want to run to their piggy bank, and I'm like, let's go to the store and we'll buy some ice cream or popsicles to help with that.
Yeah.
So they're not spending all of their hard-earned money on that once a week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, it's just making them realize, hey, we can see your money, it's adding up, look at that. So being their accountability partner, showing them, okay, we're going to have check-ins with you. Let's see where you're at right now compared to where you want to go, and what do you want to buy right now? Because it is nice. So every now and then, give them something to see how they spend their budget.
Yeah.
I like to sit back and see that too. See if they're making those smart choices.
Yeah. How young can they open up an account?
I believe, and you know what, I always talk financial education, so with the bankers, I believe it's 6.
6, okay.
Yes, as low as
that's
6
good to
for
know.
a checking account.
Because it's my 6-year-old who leaves dollar bills and coins all over the house, and just they somehow all of it makes it out of the piggy bank and onto the countertops.
Of course,
and,
yes.
Yeah, if she has 50 cents, she's going to spend 50 cents. She's that type. So I think that's great advice of putting it into a bank so that it's not so easily accessible. Yes. What do you think about allowance? I know this is always a hot topic with kids, because kids and families, because there's that belief, okay, you live in this house, you should be contributing, but then how do they earn money if they're not able to babysit or get an after-school job?
Yes. So with me, I grew up doing chores. So if I did my chores or if I got good grades, and I did, so thankfully I was able to get, when that report card came, I knew payday. So that's something that I would look forward to. I'm like, oh, Dad, look at my report card. There's A's and B's. What do I get for each one? So he would have a designation for them. But with the chores, they can start pretty young. So my 6-year-old, she loves to pick up the rag and dust, do the windows that she can reach, and the other one, she's 9 years old, she says, that mop is mine. Like it's a vacuum mop, so she likes to do both.
Okay.
It's one, of course, it's the one shark that does both.
Yeah.
So she loves that, and she thinks that's her chore now.
Yeah.
So if she does it, because she's going into 4th grade, I will give her $4.
Got it.
So that's something that my dad used to do for us growing up, was whatever grade you were in, and I know with inflation it's way different, but I still stick to it because hey, it's $4.
Right.
But with the 1st grader, she'll get $1. So if she can do it, she'll get $1. The 4th grader will get $4. And then my older one, we expect more from her, so maybe we might give her $10.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it just depends on what she's doing to help out with it and within the house. So that's at least something that they can do.
Have you ever had to step in and say, this is not a wise use of your money? Do you as a parent say, no, you're not going to spend your money on that?
Absolutely. So when we get to the register, think about what's surrounding the register. You see the candy, the mints, the magazines. So there's a lot of different things for the kids that they want to grab, and that's the impulse in them to just grab it and put it on the counter, or those stuffed little animals. You know what I mean? So those kind of things. So when they're, of course, trying to slide that into the purchase, I let them know, hey, let's come back. Like for movie night, I'll let you pick out something, but right now we're not here for that. So we can't get that right now. You could help me pick out something that we need for the house or whatever we're shopping for that day. And I let them know going in, but it is hard for kids to remember that when they get to that register and see everything that's surrounding it. So just making sure you tell them, okay, we're going in for this. We're gonna stick to our list. And if I can let you get anything, we're gonna go and look at the dollar section or something, just so they feel like they're getting something, but it cannot be all the time.
So, does this work? Especially the budgeting for back-to-school shopping. Coming up after the break, we put it to the test. I send my 11-year-old out with cash to see if she can decipher between wants versus needs. We can all use better financial life lessons, right? If you're just joining us, we've been talking with Teresa Barger from JP Morgan Chase about how we can turn back-to-school shopping into money lessons for our kids. Just like any mom, I am always trying to teach my kids the value of $1. And like anyone who has a preteen or teen, mine is typically asking for name brand items with no clue on how much they can cost. So I took Teresa's advice on giving my child a budget and seeing how she does with calculating cost. Take a look. How much do you think school supplies cost?
I would say like a notebook would be only like $7 to $5 maybe.
A notebook is 7 or 5?
Maybe.
Okay. Well, what about your whole list of just your needs, like what you need for school? How much do you think your school supply list will cost?
I don't know, maybe like $20 to $30.
All right, let's go see. Okay, so we're going to read your list, and you're going to use your calculator to decide how much we're spending. Got it?
Okay.
Okay, let's look for the first thing on your list.
We're looking for a binder first.
What kind of binder do you need?
Like, just a normal binder.
A 3-ring?
Here they have the color I want, like the 1 inch. How do you do? No one saw that. 49. I need a 12 count of yellow pencils. Let's see if they have those.
How much are they?
They are $4. $8.95 right now. And I need these filler papers. They were each $1.19. $14.
What do you think so far?
That's a lot of filler paper. Got it at the end of the year, Dad. I don't need that. 8 markers, ultra clean washable. They're $3.99. Let's see how much that ends up being. So $4. $18. I want the big ones.
Those 5-inch.
$2. Let's see how this gets here. So I need 3 of these $2 glue sticks. So that would be 2 for $6. $26. So these calculator notebooks, I get to pick out the color. I'm gonna do a black one. This one was 99 cents. $27. Now I need color pencils for $2. Next I need these Sharpies, which are $2.19 for a pack.
So what was the total?
$50.22.
Were you surprised?
Kinda.
We didn't even get everything on your list.
Yeah.
So what do you think?
Well, I thought it was a little expensive.
I would have to say the process was eye-opening for sure. Hopefully she will think about this shopping trip every time she asks for something name brand. We also plan to use some sort of advice from Teresa on how to bring in cash flow. And I want your advice too. Join us on the Mom Squad with Maureen Kyle Facebook page and Mom Squad Show on Instagram. Let me know what works for your family. Do you have your kids earn money outside of the home? Do you have an allowance? We want to hear from you. And we are going to keep the back to school coverage coming. Make sure to check out all of our episodes streaming now on your Plus app or on the Mom Squad YouTube page. I'm Maureen Kyle. We'll see you back here next time.